My work looks at the intersection of labor movement issues and environmental and climate issues. And I believe, and I think many people believe, that the climate crisis and global warming is one of the most important social issues of our time, if not the most important social issue of our time. And so figuring out what role the labor movement has to play in addressing the climate crisis and helping to bring down emissions to avoid the worst impacts of climate change is really important. And this has been an issue that's been typically contentious and has often been framed as jobs versus the environment. We can't have both jobs and a healthy environment. And so we know that investment in the green economy and low carbon and clean energy sectors is going to create a lot of jobs. And we know that we can have major job creation opportunities in expanding and improving public transit, and expanding solar and wind and other renewable energies, and making all of our infrastructure more resilient, like our public health, our roads, bridges, telecommunications, our smart grid systems. So figuring out how do we use climate protection and the climate crisis as a way to create many jobs and make sure that they're good jobs is an important question that the labor movement is grappling with these days. Up until now, we've seen the environmental movement largely in the driver's seat of this debate, sort of putting forth and driving the solutions to it. And the labor movement has been more sort of reactive. Trade unions have been more reactive, trying to make sure that workers in existing sectors aren't negatively impacted by climate change. And what I feel we need to do at this point is really figure out what is a trade union approach to this issue. I think the climate crisis is too important to leave to the environmental movement, and it requires the thinking and work of the labor movement to find solutions that really will reduce emissions in a way that science says that we need to avoid the worst impacts of climate change, but also do it in a way that's really going to protect workers and communities. And make sure that we're creating good union jobs in this transition, that we're promoting broad ecological sustainability, that we gain economic democracy, that we have community, public, democratic control of key sectors.